Shalom Malakla, Yabashima, Shabrakata. Shalom Malakla, Yabashima, Shabrakata, Shalom King. Just double checking the live real quick. All praises. And Lord willing, you get better. Throwing prayers up for you, brother. Yeah, Texas is a little weird, so look, finding new camp spots. Just got to do it right here. Sounds good. So, so with that, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises. With that, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the Wadiyah Ba'Shem Yahushai. And I'm a Hebrew Israelite teaching this truth throughout this, as all brothers doing as this very moment. And we're out here back again every day, having that non-stop spirit, preaching the word, which is Yahweh Yahushai's word. So I'm the brother Thahawam, and Shalom King serving Yahushai, and Shalom Yahbashim Yashar Brakatah, Brakathum to you and your household, and Shalom Athena Pardrell, Yahbashim Yashar Brakatah, and Brakathum to you and your household. So we're seeing all these things that are going on. We're seeing that we're about to have the biggest, as quote unquote, economists said, the biggest economic disaster that has ever happened in our lifetime, 2024. And we're talking about, they're even talking about in the time of what happened when Rome fell. All this economic disaster, people start losing it. Especially we have a sense of these selfish people that are around through this world. And we got to understand that we have to start being on our game. We're at a time when the Lord is about to move. Well, we need to wake up. So the Wadiyah Ba'Shem Yahushai, well, we have this spirit in us. And I seen a precept a brother put, Salaki, let me just get off this, just keep clicking different ones. Let me get this. I seen a brother posted this scripture. We can just build off of that and get into some prophecy. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 12. Let me bear with me. Forgot where I had it. I was reading it today. Alright, might as well just get something else. So let's grab this. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 14. And I'm gonna start at 10. For the world has lost its youth, and the time began to wax old. So as the time when we were in the time of Eden, when the Lord let everything be perfect, when Adam didn't fall, everything was in paradise. But since of sin, this place been getting worse and worse, all to this amount of time when the Lord was about to put his spirit on men, that caused all these things, this disaster that was going to happen, so we can understand what happens when a wicked man is in charge of a kingdom. Hey, Shalom, Micah Allah, Yahbashim Yashar Brakatah, and Brakathum to you and your household. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10th part are going already. And this is a time when this happened. It was a time in, I believe it was not in the Persian Empire, but he was in Babylon, but it was in the Medo-Persian Empire. So that was roughly about 2,000 years ago, 2,000 and a half years ago. So that 10th part has already passed, and that's 10 and a half parts, if you mind it. So it was going to be 12 parts therein. And the half of a 10th part. And there remained that which is after a half of a 10th. Now because so roughly that's how much it was left in that empire. So now therefore set thy house in order and reprove thy people. So the Lord said he was going to put the spirit on man to start getting ready. That's why all the men that have measuring the time diligently, they're going to come out here preaching the word, telling our people that they need to get right because end is coming. We're seeing a time that everybody, they said it's going to be a transportation thing, because obviously a lot of transportation nowadays are with natural gas. But we're going to have a shortage of it because of look at war. They're going to have to be used to be able to transfer weapons. So that's why the Lord says, set thy house in order. And who was our house? Israel. And the elect of Israel, Lord willing, if we have that number, then we have to get in that. Let's grab this. This is from the brother Micah Allah. Revelation chapter 1, verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the word of prophecy. So that's what it is. Study to show thyself approved. So if you're not doing that, you're not going to be able to understand. What is the Lord said? Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability in his time. Let's grab that. And then finish this precept. This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time. And how do we have to do it? Well, the Lord, he gives us the spirit to be able to break it down, but you got to also put the work in. So you're not going to have a knowledge if you're not even applying and reading it. Blessed is the man that readeth, and they that hear the word of prophecy. Hearing this said, this kind of sounds like what the Lord said in Matthew, the 24th chapter, saying that it was going to be uproars of the people. He was going to say that it was going to be war after all. Look at what's being brought. They're seeing in multiple front wars. They're sending, I believe, 44 different ships against 11 different nations into the Strait of Strait of Hormuz or whatever. That strait right by Yemen. I'm gonna continuing. And keepeth those things which I have written therein, for the time is at hand. It is at hand. That's why the Lord said, watch circumspectly. I will grab that. Let me finish this. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability in that time, and strength to salvation. And the fear of the Lord is his treasure. Behold, the valiant one shall cry without, and the ambassador of peace shall weep bitterly. Grab this. Bear with me. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. See thou means see then that ye watch circumspectly. So we all keep going in it, but continue to watch. And when you do that, you're also looking for these prophecies, seeing that we're in a time of great evil. And we have to keep our eyes open. And how are we going to be able to know what we should be watching for is if we read it, listening to these prophecies. Not as fools, but as wise. Redeeming the time because the days are evil. There's about to be a lot of evil things that are happening on this earth that the Lord is about to put forth. You're seeing when people go hungry, people lose it. This is every fall of empire had one thing, a famine that caused people to stop respecting government because they're not eating. This is from the brother Micah Allah. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 3. But he that prophesied speak unto men to edification and exhortation and of comfort. So he that prophesied speak unto this man for the building them up. We're having it might see it, but when you are explaining to someone, hey, you're in danger, you're not saying, hey man, you're in danger. No, you said you're in danger, you're going to die if you don't start listening. Look at that. Well, we're having when we set this house in order, we're literally having an intervention with Israel, telling them, hey man, your ways is going to cause you to be destroyed. You have to get stronger, building it up, building their faith up. Because we see when we go through these situations, we give our testimony, which is our testimony, the testimony of Yahweh Shai, but also the situations that we have to go through. That is helping build brothers up. So when we prophesy, we say, all right, this is what's happening. This is what the Lord has put in our mind. You have to watch out for it. Hey, Shalom, Elder. Yahweh Shai Brakatah. Yeah, my normal camp spot, it's open because it's like we're a bar, so I have to find a new place. But it's pretty busy right here. This is, I just have to be off to the side, they said. This is, and to comfort. This is, and that's when we set our house in order, when we have this intervention, it's basically the comfort that evil times are coming, repent, and the Lord is going to deliver you. He's going to be able to help you in that time of evil. This is from the brother King servant Yahweh Shai. Matthew chapter 13, verse 60. But blessed are your eyes So you're seeing, like, why can't my family get it? Why are not everybody in the world just not doing what we're doing? Getting ready, reading, doing all these things. You know why? Because the Lord didn't give them sight. He put Esau, Edom to blind them. He put the cares of this life to blind them. They can't walk circumspectly. You know why? Because they're blind. So you're supposed to be okay. You see that you might speak to another person. I wouldn't recommend at work or anything, because, you know, we all get fired because of that. But like when you're out on the streets, or you happen to have a spiritual conversation with just someone in the world, you got to understand that some of them are not going to be able to see. You have to have that eye salve, that anointing, to be able to see. This is what's talking about in Matthew's, the 24th chapter. This is what it's talking about in Isaiah, 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. So blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears. That's why every time when the Lord would say a major prophecy, when he uses his men to say it, he said, if you have ears, let them hear. Why? Everybody has ears and everybody has eyes. But you know why? They don't have that eye salve, or they're deaf. They're not able to see these things. For they hear. Continuing in 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter, verse 4, he that speaketh in an unknown tongue edify himself, but he that prophesied and edify the church. You know, like you see in the Christian churches, they blah, 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 whatever, and they be doing the Harlem Shake and just speaking in some demonic language. Well, no, you're supposed to be able to also break it down. You have to have an interpreter. So we have to understand, when we do read these things, you have to put it in the spirit of all the prophecies that are going forth hand. So when we see certain things, we say, hey, that's Matthew, the 24th chapter, right off the bat. Let's get into that. But let me finish this one. This is, Ephesians chapter 5, verse 17. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understand that what is the will of the Lord. And what is his will? To take down this nation, to take down Babylon the Great, and to rise up his kingdom, which is starting with Yahushua and his men, the 144,000, and then the elect, the 1/3 of Israel. That is the will of the Lord. To exalt his name as he destroying this nation. That is the will of the Lord. So you have to understand that his evil has to come, because his will is to bring evil. His will is to cause destruction in fourth hand. You know why? Because how can you build something if you don't break it down? Like when you know your old workout tips. You know, like you 300 pounds in the Lord, and you have a trainer. He has to break down those old habits and saying, all right, this is what you have to build. You have to stop that. Can't eat all this. You got to come and have a different foundation. And that's what the Lord's doing. But be not drunk with wine, where in excess, but be filled with the Spirit. Saying all these other philosophies. There's no business of you talking about or even reading the book of Enoch. Like, what the hell is that? Or get into these Elam philosophies, these Hindu philosophies, all this stuff. No. You shouldn't be going into it. You should be focusing on getting these scriptures down. It's no point of going, hey, I seen this. No, don't be in excess either. But be filled with the Holy Spirit. Speaking to yourself in songs and hymns and spiritual, singing and making melodies in your heart to the Lord. Praying, being in this lovely song, because a lot of people can't get it. Let's grab that. Ezekiel. And then we're going to get on Twitter, get some of these things that these prophecies are going for. This is Ezekiel chapter 33. I'm going to start at 31. And they come unto thee as a people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear the words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their hearts go forth out of covetousness. So even these ones that know that the people that know that they're Israel, like sometimes they hear it. You know, she said, be hearers of the word, but don't be hearers of the word, but doers. Hearers only, but doers of the word too. I think it's James, the first chapter. Continuing. And they come unto thee as a people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people. All these people that's hearing, they want to hear the word. Say, you're doing a great job. Showing much love with their mouth, like, hey, keep going on. But are they really about this truth? Are they really hearing the word of the Lord? Are they really about his song that play, these hymns, reading the books? Blessed is the man that readeth. Some people, they're just cheerleaders. They're not studying. They're not measuring the time diligently. And that's why the Lord is seeing, you're seeing all these people drop out in a major time. Why do you think that? Because they never actually was showing love through his deeds to the Lord. They were actually in a spirit of just, yeah, do a great job. Showing love, like, our people, they'll say, hey, you're doing a great job. But in the same thing, when they get in the car and say, look at these ignorant niggas. This is the spirit of our people. Hear what the words comfort for that Lord. And Salakia. And lo, verse 32, and lo, are thou them as a very lovely song of one that have a pleasant voice? So it sounds good. They do all this stuff. They might even be in a camp holding precepts. The water for that. That's what I wanted. I was keep butchering it. This is James chapter 1, verse 21. From the brother Micah Allah. The water Yabashim Shah for you, brother. But be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own self. So you seeing the Lord said, hey, you got to get better. Reform your mind. Get better. Blessed is the man that readeth. Get in the spirit that you have to understand these. If you just hear it, some of the people that you listen to are not going to be around you in that time of evil. So how are you going to get it? By eating this roll. And then not just because once you digest it, then you'll be able to you're going to understand what this is really about. He is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. Oh, Salakia, I skipped the whole verse. Deceiving your own self. That's what they're doing. They're deceiving. They're saying that they're really about it. They're really about about this word. But when that evil time happens, you're going to be seen a hypocrite. You're going to fall out and you're going to be punished more than anyone else on this world. Because many stripes is going to be on those people that fall out. Hey, Shalom, Sarai Mullah, Yabashim Ashar Brakatham, Brakatham to you and your sisters and your family. Verse 23, for if any man be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man beholding his natural face in glass. For behold himself, he goeth his way, and straightforward forgotten the manner of man he was. Saying like, yeah, I'm, because you're a carnal person. You're letting this, hey, it's better than I'm going to grab it in the NLT. Then we get in this Twitter. This is it in the NLT. This is James chapter 1, verse 23. For if you listen to the word and do not obey, it's like glancing at your face in the mirror. You see yourself, walk away, and forget what you look like. Forget. That's how, when you do it, it's like you're not in realistic. You're delusional. You're hearing all this word, you're going back and doing wickedness. Are you not setting up your mind? You're seeing and hearing that an evil time is, and you think it's just a fictional story? No, you have to understand that this is serious, deadly serious. So if you don't prepare yourself and you don't do what the Lord told you, what does you think is going to happen? Hey, Shalom, Rebecca, Ofer, Yahba, Shemashah, Brakatah, and Brakathum to you and your household. This is 25 in the KJV. But whoever looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continue therein, He is not being a forgetful hearer, but he is a doer of works, that man shall be blessed in his deeds. Because remember, obedience is better than the sacrifice of rambling. It's better to listen. Like now, even if you don't know that many precepts, you got the Lord gave you, and you was barely found out, and you're applying yourself, and you're doing everything. You're better than a person that knows the entire Bible and doesn't do what the Bible says. You're going to be blessed. You're going to be able to have no doubt, because it does not matter. The Lord is not measuring on how much you know. Where is that? Oh yeah, my bad. I was in the wrong chapter. Bear with me, okay? I just wanna find it. This is Sirach chapter 19, verse 24. He that have small understanding and feareth the Most High. Fear of the Lord. When you fear it, that's when you're gonna hear. That's when you're gonna start listening. Hey, I gotta listen. I just read this precept, so I can't do this. I just understood this word. Oh, you grabbed it, the water. You already knew what I was looking for. The water Yahbashim Al-Shai. From the brother Micah Allah, just read it out here. He that have small understanding and fear of the Most High is better than one that have much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High. You can be the greatest teacher ever, but if you're not profitable, you said be not the one that teaches many but is not profitable unto yourself. This is not going to do you no good if you're not able to be a doer of this word, to listen to what the Lord is speaking and then actually apply it. So what does the Lord say? Well, when we in these times, what the ultimate thing that we need to work is praying, making sure that you're right with the Most High by doing His work. Always trying to get better, because that's what the Lord is looking for. So this is Matthew chapter 15, verse 8. His people draw nigh unto me with their mouth. So they're saying, yeah, man, I'm trying to do my best. I'm doing all this thing. But then they're not doing nothing the Lord's saying. How are you? Now when the Lord tells you, because remember, it was a taste when all the prophets would be delivered, they had to do stuff that kind of looked what was suspicious. Not leading like, man, is this really gonna? When he was telling, imagine, you can't read or do what the Lord said, and when He's telling you, oh, you want to get water, walk to this certain rock and smite it with a bow, smite this rock with water, and He's not gonna speak to you directly. He might get an angel, or He might show you a dream. Are you going to be able to go and listen to what He said? If you can't listen to what He just told you to read a little bit, He told you to pray, He so applied to don't smoke, don't eat pork. Are you going to be able to have the faith that He say, go to this particular rock, and that's where you're going to get your water? Or no, you're not going to be able to have that. So this is why the Lord is having you have that, be able to build that faith, that trust in Him. Because you're not trusted if you don't do what He says. So the people draw nigh unto me with their mouth, saying, I'm going to believe in the Lord. And that time He's going to be, but you have no faith because you're not doing what the Lord's telling you to do. Because how do you show your faith? By thy works. So they say in their mouth, but honor me not with their lips, but their heart is far from me. So they don't do, you see, but in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines of the commandments of men. Saying all that stuff. You see that a big thing, especially in the circumcision. Saying things that you need to do, which is not in the scriptures. But they're saying like, oh, a certain man or a major man of the Lord. Or like all these instances in the word. Like when they were in the time of Yahushua. They saying that they want you, of course you need to wash your hands, but then what did the Lord say? He said, the things that come out your mouth, that's what defiles a man. But they push for him, no, this is how we do it. Which is good to listen, but that's not over the word the Lord's words. So let's get in some of these prophecies. Hey, Shalom Yahweh, Yahweh Shema Shah Brakatah. Because there's a lot of things going on Twitter. And I wanted to get into some of this stuff. You know how the Spirit is. But that's why I started off 2nd Ezra, the 14th chapter. Get your house in order. And that's what we have. We have to have this mindset that these, just because it sounds foolish, but the Lord is about foolish of preaching. It's like, you have to have faith like that. You have to have faith that everything the Lord tells you to do. Because imagine all these instances in the Bible what men did. They had to have complete faith when they told Ezekiel months to lay on his side. Why? For the building up in this time to understand those prophecies that was going to come to the southern kingdom, and then to these days, the famine, the destruction that was going to happen. Why? But if you were like these men that say that they're for the truth and not doing anything the Lord says, would you be able to have obedience like Ezekiel or like Jeremiah? Some of these things. This is credit card balance in the United States have reached a 10-year high. So you're seeing that people are mourning, because remember, credit cards, that's now people, since the farmers, you know, they have to put everything on credit until the few months in the year that they make money. So now if that year and the now interest rate is going to have to either be slashed, which is going to cause hyperinflation, or increased. What is that going to do? That's going to make food prices go up. And people are going to even more. So a lot of people, you know, extra money, they go out to clubs and all that stuff. When they use their credit card, these are for essentials, buying groceries until they get paid. All this stuff. Well, now it's at a 5-year high, a 10-year high. Well, which that's going to cause languishing. It's a little windy out here, but lucky it's not like Bannon. It'd be windy as hell. This is Isaiah chapter 24. Verse 4, for the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languish and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. So, you know, a credit. So now people, you know, a lot of things that people would have their pride and joy as they are able to buy a house. They said, even if I have all these bills, we have a roof over our head. Well, not for long. Not for long. And now this thing that they're attacking the transportation of America, what do you don't think? So now you can't travel anywhere. Your credit card, you're in so much credit card debt that you're never ever going to be able to buy anything. What are you languishing? You're just melting and fading away. What is that going to cost? It's going to have you have a war. Let's grab it. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 13. I'm going to start at 12. I'm going to start at 11. Behold, I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with the plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So remember what's these. Hey, Shalom, Hananiah, Yahweh, Shema, Shah, Brakatah, Brakatum to you and your household. What was Egypt when these plagues had a major attack? When the Lord was doing it, all they had in common was, remember, the plague of darkness. What was one of Egypt's biggest god? Ra, would mean idol. Because they're not gods. And when they put the blood in Nile, what they worship the Nile. All these things were attacked on their gods. And what is these American people's god? Molech, the so-called white man, and the cash, gold. Just as, because that's the Esau's God. That's what they all had. What is this? His grandson of Esau was Eliphaz. Gold is my God. So this is what the Lord, he's smiting them with plagues to literally destroy the decadence of this place, this worship, what they worship. Everything that they find joy in this place is getting completely attacked by these by he's fighting these plagues with it. Because now what is? Farmers, they focus on the sun. These chemicals, look what's happening in Monsanto's. They have to pay a giant bill because of all they got so corrupt that now it's chemicals being found in school. The foundations and punish the gods shall bring upon them. Salakia. Smite with the plagues and the punishment that God shall bring upon them. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting of hell, and a blasting of hell with a fearful consolation. It's a giant storm happening in New Hampshire. It's a giant storm happening. California's getting hit with another big storm of 2. And they said the second one's going to be even major. All these places that are not supposed to get water, where a lot of, look at Central Valley, that's the breadbasket of the United States. They produce almost 80% of fruit. And they're hitting it right before, in a time when winter is more important because it has to be dry. When you have corn, if the ground is wet, you can't plant corn. Reason why the chill, when it has to be a certain temperature, especially when they say chill, you know why it's saying that? Because the ground has to dry up, and so the minerals cannot be able to form. This is from the brother, Shalom Hananiah, Yahbashim Ashar Brakatah, and Brakatam to you and your household. This is Sirach chapter 35, verse 18. For the Lord will not be slack, neither will the mighty hand be patient towards them, till he has smitten and sundered the loins of the unmerciful, and repay vengeance to the heathen. And with it, because they touched the apple of the Lord's eye. The Lord is going to have it until he continuously demolishes and takes this place. So his kingdom, we're not going to stop either. The Lord said he's not going to stop, and he told you the same thing. Because what did he say? Give them no rest. Let's grab that real quick. Because when is the Lord, he said, when did he tell us to stop? The Lord's going to do the same thing. Because look at that same, let's just grab it. This is Isaiah chapter 62 from the top. For Zion's sake I will not hold my peace. All these plagues, he put in the spirit on all his prophets and his men. The Lord will not hold his peace. For Jerusalem's sake I will not rest, until the righteous therefore go forth out brightness, and the salvation therefore as a lamp that burneth. And what is salvation for? The Jews, not the heathen. It's going to be destruction upon them. So that's why he's doing that. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold thy peace day nor night. Yet that make mention of the Lord, and keep not silence, and give no rest, till he establish, and he tell Jerusalem a praise in the earth, and also until he repays the heathen. So continue, I'm going to read it over again from Micah. For the Lord will not be slack. You know, she said, though it tarry, it's coming exactly when the Lord has put his measurement upon the destruction. He was bringing it all up so people can get at the height of their pride, so they don't have no excuse. So they can see and go so much into their false gods to see if they can save them. Till he smite and undersunder the loins of the unmerciful, and repay vengeance, and vengeance is of the Lord. So yeah, he is about vengeance. He is about righteous anger. He's about getting his people. It's a righteous thing, the recompense, those that trouble us. To the heathen, till he has taken away the multitude of the proud, and breaking the scepter of the unrighteous. And what is it? He's destroying this. Scepter is going into rulership. It is not going to be no more heathen rulership. It is not going to be no more heathen rulership. It is not going to be no more heathen rulership ever again. They don't get their lands back. They're going to be subject under Israel for the rest of their conception on this earth. This is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 19 from King's servant Yahushua. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Slakia. They shall cast their silvers to the street, and their gold shall be removed. Their silvers and their gold shall not be able to deliver them. So what? Because this is going to be work. It's going to go all to us anyway. They're going to vomit all that stuff up. And if it's not here, then it's going to be melted. And it'll become minerals again if it just stays here. But most of that wealth, you know how they are, it's going to be taken over to the other lands, to their bungers. So it's not going to mean anything. Riches profit you nothing in the day of destruction. They're going to be able to, because what do you, the scriptures say the Medes shall not regard no silver, no gold, so you're not going to be able to pay them off. Let's grab that real quick. So what are you going to do? The Lord is, gold is worthless to the Lord. It's nothing to make it's nothing for the Lord to make a man rich. He just changed some minerals around, bam, he got gold. Something that they've been trying to do since the conception. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver. As for gold, they shall not delight in them. But what are they going to do? They're going to shoot missiles upon this place. Slakia. In the day of the wrath of the Lord, they shall not satisfy their soul, neither shall they fill their bowels, because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity. It's in James. No, it's in James. Yes, in James. Where is that? I think it's the 3rd chapter. I'm going to get it after. But how ye rich men. Let's grab that real quick. Because it's going to be a testimony. It's going to be pretty much testify against you. This is James chapter 5, verse 1. Go now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries. They shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupt. Your garment is moth-eaten. Your riches, your gold and silver is canker. Destroy. It's defiled. It's whack. You're not even going to get pure gold. You can't even buy pure gold in the United States. You can only buy it. You can only buy a particular thing. You have to have a certain license. They're rusted. They shall be a witness against you. All it's going to know is like, what? That's all you're going to see. You're a rich man. We already know. How do you have all this stuff? What did you have to give up? Oh, these people that are rappers? We know. If you're in the scriptures, you know that you have to sell out. So it's going to be a witness against you. People are literally going to just try to kill you because of your wealth. It's not going to do nothing for you. It's going to be a witness against you. Ye shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye heap treasures together for those last days. Behold, the hired of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of your kept back by fraud, crieth. They cry of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, the Lord of war. This is so from the brother Micah Allah. This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 8. Injustice, ignorance. In the Good News translation. Let me see. In the Good News translation, injustice and ignorance. Wealth cause nations to fall from power. And what is Babylon the Great, which is America, is the most corrupt nation that has ever existed, leading by the most corrupt people, which is the Amalekites, because they're the real. This is their birth child, just fulfilling. So all these things look at all these things they did to the Gadites. Let's continue. Because who brought the Israelites, the true Israelites, over here? Who owned the ships? Who owns all the banks? Injustice, ignorant. So when you see all these crimes against our people, then they go and Zechariah, I believe the 11th and 5th chapter, they say call them unguilty. You see, nobody cares about George Floyd, but you see that they're gonna kill someone and then they cry about that the person that murdered him is in jail and now he got stabbed, and they said, oh, that's injustice. But the Lord is about to put real justice upon this earth. Wealth causes the nations to fall in power because they get proud, and other than rise to the taken place. Oh, let's repeat. This is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness deliver from death. So you're seeing that credit is about to fall. You know, how much is $100 million to hyperinflated money? It's going to be worth. You're going to work all that time for nothing. You're not going to be able to buy it out, and it's going to get so hyper. The U.S. dollar is about to crash so fast, it's so bad that it doesn't matter how much money. It's going to be a great equalizer. So all it's going to be is a witness to you, because now people are going to feel some type of way. All your wealth. Not only are they praying to the Lord for all the evils you did, all that wealth is going to make you a target. They're saying you have all these bunkers. They're going to be going after you. So it's not going to do anything. You have 10 cars in Jacob's trouble. People are going to look at you. He has food in his house. Let's go out there. Look at this giant house. Let's go. It's not going to do nothing for you. You're not going to be able to pay off these starving Jake, especially after a few days of not eating. When people start losing their mind, then they don't care. After they get a taste of, when they get that Wendigo psychosis, it's nothing. They're going to see you. If you have any women, they're pieces of meat to pleasure, and then you as a meal. And if you're in the wrong neighborhood, if you're in California, you also will be a piece of meat to them too, for pleasure. This is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 8 in the GNT from the Micah Allah. The righteous are protected from trouble. It comes to the wicked instead. So in that time, all these days, the ones that have been doing the Lord's work, the ones that have been poor but rich in faith, and that's not saying that, hey, you got to be a bum and all that stuff. Because Jake be having money. It's Jake that does well. We're talking about in the spirit of putting that before the Lord, thinking that that's going to deliver you, just to make that straight. But the wicked, so Esau, Edom, there's no way they're going to even be having an ounce. The Lord said, their own scholars said, Esau will get no mercy. The only nation that's promised no mercy. So it don't matter what they have. They are about to go into slavery. And if they're in America, they're going to be destroyed. Unless they leave out of this place, and then we're going to catch up to them, kick open their bunkers, take them out from the heavens, and we're going to bring them down and put them in slavery. All that stuff is going to go against them. Since 1933, the U.S. dollar has lost 92% of its domestic purchasing power. And that's crazy, because reason why it was in 1932, after the Great Depression, America changed with the reform of FDR. That reform thing, he caused it to make it be a industrial giant. And so he was having we were in the war at the beginning. So he was making all these things for it. But look at now, China's has it. So now no purchasing power. After Cold War, when they took it off the gold standard, what happened? It literally, that was the beginning of a downfall of a thing that will never be able to repair itself. So you seeing that this dollar, this what you call your God, it is failed. You're not going to be able to do anything about it. And once they see that, and once people eat, let's continue in 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter. For the sword and destruction draw nigh. One people shall stand up and fight against another. The poor and the rich, the Democrats and the Republicans, all these things. You're going to just see war. You're going to see all these. Salakia. The sword and the destruction draw nigh. One people shall stand up and fight against another. Swords in their hands. So what is it? Guns. So now you're seeing these ATF laws getting unpacked. I mean, they're all dropping and they're letting people have more and more weapons. It was a video that was going around that it was these citizens that have full-fledged army weapons. You're seeing that people are leaving trains unattended with a piece of the train discarded and it's tanks on it. Why are you thinking that is? Because they want you to do it, because this is biblical prophecy. They think that if they destroy you, like in that movie, that if they cause you to destroy their self, then they're going to be able to just pick up the pieces. They want you to eliminate yourself. But that's not going to happen, because they're going to be going after the rich man too. For they shall be sedition among men, evading one another. They shall not regard nor kings nor princes. They don't care. People are not going to start caring about these laws when they're starving. When they start seeing people that have something and people that don't have without. What do you think is going to happen? This is Proverbs chapter 10, verse 2 from King Servant Yahushua. Treasures of the riches profit nothing, but but the righteous deliver from death. So those people that have been getting their house in order through the Lord, praying, washing circumspectly, reading, praying, doing all these things the Lord said, they're going to be able to be delivered, because that's where the blood of the Lord is going to be protecting them. For there's going to be sedition among men, evading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Just like what happened in Sri Lanka. See how fast they cared about laws when they were trying to kill the president out there? He had to flee off his ship. You see, it was fake. You seeing people hopping on helicopters, airplanes, trying to get out. They debunked that. It was fake. That wouldn't happen. Nobody's stupid enough to try to jump on a fleeing airplane. But that might happen in the truth. When people are now zombies, people are now eating, and the only people that are going to be delivered out of those people are the ones that the Lord written from the beginning, the ones that are doing his work at this very moment. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So you see it. It's a movie like, dude, small towns are in these martial laws, and everybody's going to be just cutting off their city. In small towns, there might these rednecks that are blocking out only residents can come to these cities where the armies are going to be blocking off with military weapons, tanks, all saying no, you have to have a certain passport, which is this digital identification. We in the waxing cold phase, yeah. You're seeing death like it's nothing. It's this one on Twitter. It says thieves get killed. That's the Twitter's handle. Well, every time people are stealing, and instead of people holding them up, they instantly just go to murdering each other. You're seeing people fight. You're seeing a lot of attacks happening on Esau. And they're not just regular attacks. They're like stomping them out. There's 6 kids that got arrested for just dropping and cracking this Edomite skull open. For the hell of it. You're seeing these things that are happening. We're in these things that people are going to not care about their family members. They'll rob you. They're not going to be caring about you. Seeing all these things that were happening with these women. You're seeing that these guys are going to be these women are going to be setting up these men, and these men are going to be setting up these women. You're seeing all these things. All coldness is going to happen. People are going to be all about themselves as what they were being taught. For we're in the waxing cold phase. How much colder in the day and gloomy day? Yeah, it's going to be way colder. You see people are setting up each other. People robbing. People kill each other over robbing them for $50. So imagine when they're starving. They'll kill you just because, because you see what happened in The Purge, the movies. That's the psychology of human. You ever hear of the riot mentality? When people when they have demons on them, and you start, we all when we were kids, when we see people throwing rocks at cars, doing that stuff, you start just wanting to do that because you have so much demons on you that mentality just feels that you just start doing evil shit. So when people start seeing evil stuff, that's when you're going to be just killing people. Nobody's going to be able to trust nobody. I remember when someone died over Popeye's chicken. Yeah, and you seeing that's a time in comfort. Like Popeye's chicken sandwich, I never got one, but it was like, I'm guessing like $2 or $3. So imagine when food is a whole day's wage, and they have to wait. They didn't eat all week, and then they had to do some job that they just robbed some little kid, or like some, and sold them out and smuggled them, because that's what's going to be currency in those days. People, and got a little bit of cash so they can eat, and then they're saying, "Oh, we're out of it." What do you think they're going to be doing? When in the day of comfort, they were killing each other over chicken sandwiches, over because you got your order wrong, over it's, and people don't think, they just be, I gotta get them back mentality. What do you think is going to be happening in that time? Death, destruction. That they're gonna have to lock cities down. That the military is going to have to intervene because these people are animals. And you know what that's going to do? Nothing, because the Lord's still going to cause this place to fall. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. You see in these, you know, these people that, hey, all these people that have guns, saying that I can't wait until it happens. Wait, watch when it actually start happening. These UFC fighters, these army, when they actually see these things, it's not gonna, they're not gonna be wanting it, because they're gonna start seeing crazy people. And I understand, it's no more crazy people than these fucking monster jakes out here. These people in jail, you see who rules the jails. They literally get help by the CEOs, white people, and all this stuff, and the Jake still rules it. Still make sure that they can get everything. So imagine in that time, when our people are, when the Lord puts that terror of Egypt spirit on them. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 31. And the sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon's into blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord. So you seeing, as also you seeing that we've seen all these constellations. This year we had blue moon after blue moon. We had eclipses. We had a total eclipse, and now we're gonna have one in a little bit. What is it called? In April sometime. We're gonna have it, and it's real close to the Passover. I think it's like almost 50 odd days from it. But you seeing that all these things is happening, that the Lord is showing his signs and measurements of the time before that great and terrible day. And it shall come to pass that whoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. So that's why that's a very, let me grab that. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. This is Proverbs chapter 18. This is verse 10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and is saved. That's why it's going to be, let's grab it. Or what the brother was, and it shall come to pass that whoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. So it's important of the name. The Lord literally literally brought a pure language back, which we don't have the whole pure language, but he got enough that we can have his name so we can be able to be saved in that time. So no nigga in purple can just take away biblical prophecy. That's why he's doing it, because he's sold out. This is, I'm not going to say his name because he's a demon. For in the Mount Zion and in Jerusalem he shall be delivered. It shall be deliverance, as said the Lord, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall cry. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there shall be no flesh to be saved. So this is why the Lord is making, we lost like 2-3 years ago, they said that we lost a second throughout our day. that is spinning sign. That's how you know this is corruptness. And that was another sign of Rome falling too. It got so bad that they stopped right before it became a dictatorship, which you know, because when it was a republic, it was complete and utter chaos. So that's why Julius Caesar became dictator, because they were on a economic a downfall. That their nation, they was getting sacked, remember? And that's why Julius Caesar had to seize power. It was so corrupt that they could not understand what day it was. So that's telling a sign. So, but the Lord is shortening these days. You seeing that every day seems faster and faster. Man, I've been like, back in the day, you used to be as a kid, like, you used to couldn't wait 10 minutes. But now 10 minutes it feel like a minute, because the Lord is speeding this time up. He's simming it. Like, you know, if you ever play video games, he's going to T-Bone because he can't wait until that time. And the Lord, Yahweh Shai, look at, he said, it's burning, the day of vengeance burneth in his heart, that no flesh shall be saved. Because look at, they're destroying this whole, they're poisoning the air. Why? Because they're fucking retards. What kind of man poisons the entire air that you live to? Destroying it. Making animals gay by putting chemicals in it. All this stuff destroying the whole earth. So the Lord has to speed up this. He has to make sure shorten it, because everything will just be completely annihilated. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Back into 21. For then shall there be great tribulation. And what is tribulation? Enticement to sin. It's going to be, you know, because people always want the easy thing. So it's going to be, they think it's going to be easy, that I might as well just take a C-hip. I might as well just, everybody else is doing it. They're eating. I might just have to, the only thing left is dog. No. That's tribulation. It means enticement to sin. So it's going to be that might be the only thing. All this torturous is like, I just got to make myself feel better. I got to just get this C-hip so I can eat. Well, then the Lord's going to destroy you. That's why that great tribulation is coming, such as was not since the beginning of the world this time, nor there shall ever be. It's going to be Jacob's trouble, a time like no other. You've seen all these things. What happened with Pompey? The whole city got melted under a volcano. Seen with Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord dropped basically a nuke on them and killed everybody in them. Everybody. All these things you've seen in the Kings, the 6th chapter, that they had to decide, should I eat we'll eat your kid today, and we eat that. Worse than that. And it was time when the Lord, it's going to be worse than when because imagine in the time of Noah, if you were in the water. Imagine 40 days of rain. So not after the first, because when it rains more than 1 or 2 days, all the ground is miserable. You can't do nothing. You can't, it was no cars, but they had horses. This is now in horses where it's flooded, and it just kept going and kept going. And now they don't have no food. The ones that could swim a little better, they still die. Until they tired out and die. And if they did get a little bit high enough to be on a mountain, then they starved to death until they died. So this is what, it's going to be worse than that. This is Luke chapter 21, verse 26, the water, from King's servant Yahweh Shai. Man's heart failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the power of the heavens shall be shooken. Man, all these governments, all these things, everybody's going to know that the Lord is, he rules in the kingdom of man. He's causing this. The persecution of the Lord is being seen. He's going to make it apparent as he's delivering his men, and he's destroying all the wicked. The sinners of our people, the sinners of all these other nations. The Lord is not going to be done until every last one of these wicked people are destroyed, and we get, and that the ones that leave this country, when the Lord nukes this place and we come down here searching for them in their bunkers, all of them in slavery. It's not going to be no free Edomite at that time when the Lord brings us back down here. For the power of the heavens shall be shaken. This is verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but destroying their houses with sword and spoiling their goods, because the lack of bread and for the great tribulation. The lack of bread. You know, see, that is going to be the most important thing. When people stop eating, that's when stuff happens. That's when demons overtake them. You know, because what it is, the only thing is going to be able to be, because it doesn't go spoil, it's not going to spoil. It's pretty much, it's like rice, but how are you going to cook it? Alcohol, and bullets. That's the only thing that's going to be in abundance here, because those are things that are easy. So there's going to be a lot of bullets that they're going to just take themselves out, or they're going to have to eat you. So Khan. With that, yeah, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, the Wadi Al Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Krakwadash, DTA, which is death to America, because this place is going to be destroyed, and a Ba, which is destruction to Babylon. Shalom. God bless you,